Good day, Alcorn and surrounding areas. This is your daily news brief brought to you by WPRL 91.7 FM, and you're listening to the Hali.J Show. 4 million Americans could file for unemployment this week, breaking the staggering record of more than 3 million Americans who filed for the first time jobless claims last week. California Governor Gavin Newsom said Tuesday that more than 150,000 people in his state filed for unemployment on Monday alone. Goldman Sachs is now predicting 15% unemployment. That's up from an earlier 9% prediction. And that 15% unemployment prediction sounds bad, but it's actually better than some predictions such as the one from the Federal State Reserve of St. Louis that suggested the U.S. could hit more than 30% unemployment in 2020. These predictions are all over the map in part because it's not as clear whether the economy can even begin to bounce back, much less as if it will be able to. CNN, Tammy Luby, and Kelly Mena have written about how the onslaught of joblessness is overwhelming benefits infrastructure in states, and that it will only get worse. House Democrats are already looking to forth a round of aid even before the mammoth of $2.2 trillion package passed last week makes it out to the country. That's because the massive and unprecedented bill is going to end up being more of a life preserver than a solution. In Asia, the outbreak could push more than 11 million people into poverty, according to the World Bank. If you've lost your job and the mortgage is due, and you haven't started to get beefed up unemployment benefits yet, or even if you have, you should call your landlord or mortgage company about a special dispensation. Bank of America has already said it will defer fees and allow delayed payments for mortgages, small businesses, and auto loans. They aren't alone. The reality is your bank would rather get paid later than not at all. Multiple states like California and New York have already enacted short-term eviction moratorium, and all federally backed loans now have an eviction and foreclosure moratorium. The financial industry beat back in an effort to give everyone a temporary holiday from credit reporting, although some institutions have said that they will do that on their own. Across a wide array of states with Republican governors, many of the largest cities and countries, most of them led by Democrats, are moving aggressively to limit economic and social activity. State officials, meanwhile, are refusing to impose the strictest statewide standards to fight the virus, which only calls for more complications for the country. States refusing statewide restrictions and the Stay-at-Home Act will cause the virus to spread more, leaving people jobless and sadly homeless. A growing chorus of big city officials in red states like Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, and Texas, and Missouri are now urging the governors to establish uniform statewide rules, arguing that refusing to do so undercuts their local initiatives by increasing the risk of disease, which will cluster in neighboring areas, from which it can easily reinfect their populations. This news brief has been brought to you by WPRO 91.7. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. In the city of Fort Worth, Texas, the stay-at-home declaration has been extended to April 7, 2020. Individuals are to stay at home. However, individuals may leave their residences for essential travel, essential activities, or to provide or perform essential government functions, or to operate essential businesses. Essential businesses have been listed as grocery stores, pharmacies, or other establishments that sell household goods will remain open but enforce social distancing at all times. In-house dining is prohibited. Restaurants with or without drive-in, through services, drive-in restaurants, drive-through restaurants, liquor stores, and micro distilleries or wineries may only provide takeout, delivery, or drive-through services as allowed by law. All businesses operating within the city of Fort Worth except essential businesses are required to close to the public, no matter what, which has left some people in the uproar doing to that as their main source of income. Businesses that are closed to the public may continue operations consisting exclusively of the following as long as a social distancing of at least 6 feet is maintained between all employees and contractors doing the activities. Performing activities of their own residence, operations necessary to process payroll, maintain security and upkeep, maintenance of premises, equipment, or inventory, including but not limited to care and maintenance of livestock or animals. This social distancing And the stay-at-home declaration has left the city of Fort Worth in despair and has caused a lot of confusion for people's day-to-day lives. But the city of Fort Worth is doing all that they can to ensure that the virus does not spread and to keep its people safe. Now we have reached the speaking segment of my show, and I just want to first off start by saying that I hope that everyone is safe and healthy, and that your families are healthy, and during this time that we truly stick together and remember the importance of family and to be selfless at a time like this. Many people want to go out and enjoy time with their friends or other loved ones, but doing so increases the spread of the virus, and which increases the stay-at-home act, and which increases people not going to work, which only leads to jobless people, which leads to homelessness and so many other things that none of us want to experience. So to just end this and move forward with our lives, let's all just stay at home and keep safe. I've spoken with many people of the city of Fort Worth, which is currently where I reside at, that have said that the COVID-19 has not only been an inconvenience to their lives, but to the whole wide world. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, just weeks ago, we were doing our day-to-day routine, hanging with family and friends, and now we're ordered to stay home. And many states have talked about the martial law coming to enforce that rule due to people not being obedient and causing the stay-at-home law to be extended. It just all seems crazy at a time like this, and it truly seems unreal. But I will say, though, that I think moving forward from here on out, we can realize that our government has to take things seriously from the beginning. It seems that this virus was spoken of months ago, but it was brushed under the rug. And we have to value those essential workers that we have not deemed as essential workers till now. Our grocery store clerks, our local garbage men, the people that work at gas stations, etc., things like that. Like, those people, they deserve to be valued just as much as the doctors right now that are on the front line saving lives. And it's just important that we show everyone the equal respect that they deserve. You know, it's a saying that I love to go by that says, give the janitor the same respect as you give the CEO. And that's so important, especially at a time like this, because we all need each other, and we just cannot fight this virus without one another. And just moving forward, I hope that we are more appreciative, respectful, and we just take things seriously, because it seems to be a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of confusion. But I often wonder, could this have all been avoided and eliminated if we were more prepared, more willing to listen to other countries when they said that, hey, there is a virus that is attacking people vigorously, fast, and it is leaving people sick as which leads to death, which is so sad. And I just wonder if our government had been more aware and more willing to listen to other countries, could we have prevented this ourselves? But moving forward, we can only hope that this never happens again. We can, stay safe, keep practicing social distancing, practicing healthy habits, always washing your hands. I know that sounds silly, but it doesn't seem like it was being done before. So washing hands, staying clean, and just showing respect and love to one another. And that concludes my show for today. This is the Hali.J show, brought to you by WPRO 91.7 FM.